cat.
My lunchbox.
Who's texting me? Good evening and welcome to Posse Presents. We are nothing if not flexible. Allison was supposed to be here last weekend, but we were closed for snow. And then we were going to have her next week, but the gentleman who is coming on tonight had to work. So we called Allison in, and here we are now. And thanks for coming back.
No problem.
Before we get started, I just want to say a very special happy birthday to someone who tried to hide her birthday from us all. She is someone who is not even in this country, but she advocates for our dogs tirelessly. She had taken one dog particularly under her wing to a degree that, I mean, people here weren't doing. If you're familiar with the Rescue Coco page, you may know who I'm talking about.
Not right
But
now.
I want to wish Marie Marsh a very, very happy belated birthday. Like I said, she tried to hide it, but the truth came out. It was after midnight in England, but it wasn't here.
Were you stalking her Facebook? Yes.
No, I saw someone post something about her birthday, and I'm like, wait a minute, and she's like, haha, it's too late, and I'm like, no, it's not. But anyway, she is an absolute wonderful animal advocate, and it's amazing the things that, you know, she tries to accomplish. If you remember that dog Sadie that I had talked about, she took her and pushed and pushed and pushed, and you know, it turned out well for Sadie. So anyway, bless her heart. And you can't, well, you can kind of see, but Blackjack is in the house.
You can see his feet.
And he just plopped at my feet. And we actually had him up here on the couch, but
There wasn't enough room.
there wasn't enough room. I mean, you know, he had to make a little room for me.
You want to come up? Come here. Come say hi. Come here, buddy.
We're here to talk about you, big boy. Now, Blackjack, I'm told, is the biggest dog that has ever visited the Sky 13 studio. You were telling us just before we went on the air that he's 180 pounds?
He is 180 pounds.
Yeah, and I complain about 80 pounds. 80 pounds for me is like alligator wrestling half the time. 180 pounds. And Allison, you tell the funniest stories about your dogs on Facebook.
Oh, yes. It's never a dull moment in the Leo household.
No, you've got 4.
4, yes.
And Blackjack, how old is Blackjack?
He's going to be 9 this summer.
Wow.
Which is a blessing he's gone this far, considering they only have a lifespan of 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, in case you're not familiar with like that whole theory, the bigger the dog, the lower the lifespan. Little dogs usually live a lot
forever.
longer. Yeah.
Outlive their owners.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Chihuahuas that were 20 years old on Facebook being dumped in shelters. Thank you. But you know, I had a Shih Tzu to 17 and a half. I had Kelly to 15 and a half.
The large breeds have, you know, the heart issues, and you know, it's a lot of weight to carry around.
They age harder. Basically, is what happens.
And faster.
Yeah. So now tell us Blackjack's history. How did he come to be a part of your world?
He was my first rescue. We moved in the house in February of '08, and we said we were going to get a dog. So I'm thinking a lab, even a golden retriever.
A family kind of
nice
dog.
mutt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the internet and I see this, and I said, okay, that's a big dog. Read into his information, and the people that had him kind of just outgrew him. You know, he got too big. They had a baby. You know, they put him in the basement. He had a dog door, food, shelter, water, but he didn't have the lap or the couch. So the day
no life for a dog.
No life for a dog. So the day he came to my house, they brought him in a Volvo. This thing came out of the back of a Volvo, and Scott and I looked at each other and said, what are we doing?
That's like putting a clown in a little car.
Right. He says, what are we going to do with him? And do you know, he walked right in my house, laid on my floor, and he was home.
And how old was he then? How long have you had him?
He was 4. He was 4 because he's going to be 9. We had him 5 years. And he's my life. Like, he's my rock. This dog is, I don't even consider him my pet. He's he's my son. Like he is like, he's my favorite. I hate saying
Does
it, but
Alex
he's my,
know he has a brother?
oh yeah, and my son refers to him his brothers.
His brothers.
His brothers. But no, this dog is he's my rock. And you know,
There's always one.
he is my favorite because he's the best behaved.
You see, I don't necessarily say I have a favorite, but like my Duke is my rock. There's just that one that's
right.
your rock. I mean, there's, and again, I don't think, personally for me, it's not about favorites. It's just.
Who's your backbone?
Yeah.
He's my backbone.
Yeah, there's always, like, when I was in the process of losing Daisy and I was begging them to let me take her home, I'm like, she's my glue. She keeps my house together.
Yep.
You know, I mean, there's just always that one.
This dog here, when I lost my dad in September, he was, we brought him into hospice. My father loved this dog. But
Mike, a little bit.
Sorry. He knew I was so upset, and this dog laid with me, and you know, he made sure I was okay, and he's like human.
Yeah.
You know?
Some of them are, you know. Again, that's like my Duke, you know. He's always that one. He's the most sensitive to my feelings. He's like the most comfort.
More astute. He picks up on.
Yeah. It's a bond. It's just a certain, just like with people, there's a certain bond.
Yep.
Now, poor Blackjack, you had mentioned over the summer that he was having trouble getting around.
Back in July, it was the weirdest thing. He started to get lame. So I figured it's time, you know, old age is settling in, arthritis.
Yeah, the weight, the joints, you know,
his age.
His early years, who knows how he was fed, what kind of nutrition he had. You know, that's all building blocks for old age. People don't realize that.
Right, and I was able to, when I got him at the age of 4, I was able to preserve what I had. So we, you know, went to the vet, and I said, you know, I'm not going to torture him with a battery of tests and this and that. So, you know, we did the basic supplements and things like that. But then Halloween time, it was just like overnight. He had this grapefruit-sized tumor. It was like overnight. I looked at his leg and I was like, what the heck? And I touched it and I knew right then and there it was osteosarcoma. I knew it was porous, it was in the bone.
Which is bone cancer.
Which is bone cancer. So we went to the vet, did an x-ray, saw the specialist, and right away, you know, we were going to amputate, radiate, chemo.
And that's so hard on a person. You know, you went through a lot with your dad.
Right, and I just had buried my dad in October, and then 3 weeks later, he gets bone cancer. So I was like,
You're never prepared for that.
I felt like somebody just ripped the carpet out from underneath me, and I just was like, woo, you know. I was like, what the heck? So I said to the vet, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna be my own vet. I'm gonna do my own thing. So they gave me 1 to 3 months for him, because where it's at on the front of the ulna, it travels up the arm straight to the lungs, into the lymph nodes, and then they pass away. Well, they gave me 1 to 3 months in October. We're January. Our lungs are clear, our lymph nodes are within normal size, and we've gone from the grapefruit-sized tumor down to the golf ball-sized tumor.
He's groaning.
Sorry, I know we're discussing you.
Are your ears ringing, big guy? Yeah, that's a very scary situation. That had to be just
it is
really
mind-blowing.
On my foot.
Sorry.
No, there's no need to be sorry.
Let me move my feet for you.
Come here.
Come here. Come up here.
Come here, Blackjack. We're talking about you. Come on the camera.
Come here. Over here.
Oh, he's trying to head for that chair.
I know. Come here.
Come here,
come on,
boy.
Come on. Up.
Come on. That's it.
Come on.
Yes. Oh, that's my stomach.
Okay. Oh, yes.
You can do it.
Okay. So
this is what 180 pounds of dog looks like.
Yeah, huh?
And he is such a mellow, good
He's just
mush.
a big goof. And you know, when I found out he was sick, I couldn't do that. I could not see him leaving me just like that. So we did our own homeopathic regimen.
Now, did you look it up online?
I hit the books. I went to the library. I even looked as far as you know, herbals and believe it or not, like witchcraft and things like that. I mean, I was
You weren't going down
I
without a
wasn't
fight.
going down without a fight. We were going to fight this with full military combat, whatever you want to call it. We weren't going to.
Yeah, you were going into it locked and loaded.
Yes. So, I mean, I looked and researched, hit the internet, hit the books, and 3 little things I found that I use that are working phenomenal. The vet is even amazed that his lungs are clear, because by now it should have sat in his lungs.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed, like, this, you said, it's about a golf ball, and if
Yeah.
that was a grapefruit, that's pretty amazing.
I mean, in 3 months, I've managed to stop it from spreading and actually start to shrink what he has.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I won't stop.
You're not allowed.
See the look I get. Huh.
Blackjack.
You big boy.
Blackjack.
We do 3 little things that, believe it or not, are grown in the earth. One is a raspberry extract. The other one is wormwood, which is, I believe it's an ancient, like a Chinese, I think it's Chinese herbal.
Like the old commercial, ancient
Chinese secret, yeah. Oh, it's a secret. And then
Now, what do those do for him?
actually the wormwood, believe it or not, if you research it, it actually causes the cancer cells to literally kill themselves. It doesn't allow them to reproduce.
Regenerate,
Yep.
Is that not comfortable for you, big guy?
Well, that's the thing. You want to remove anything acidic. You want to clean and you want to purify the blood, which he's been on a raw diet for the past 5 years anyway. So in addition to being on the raw, we've upped the organ meats and removed, like, even the water filtration, removed the acid from the water, supplements.
He's just like out in the middle of the floor.
But the one thing that really is the key to his treatment is cannabis.
Okay.
My dog takes cannabis.
Now, what does that do for him? I mean, that's a very controversial topic.
It
because-
raised a lot of red flags with the vet. And, at first it was, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't mess with it, you shouldn't give him something that you don't know about. But if it wasn't
playing with
for the
Blackjack, that's just too funny.
Aw. The cannabis actually does a lot of things. Again, it actually wards off the cancer cells, stimulates his appetite, which we've never had a problem with anyway. He could be on his deathbed and still look for, like, a cheeseburger. He's always had the appetite. But, and it also relaxes him, and it keeps him it doesn't sedate him, but it relaxes him enough so that he keeps the stress off of his leg. So he gets his exercise, he goes out back and he'll mojo around the yard and, and pee and do his business, come back in, and he's a lounger. He's always been a lounger.
Yeah, well, I wish everybody could, he's just like sprawled out on the floor, not a care in the world. Doesn't care that we're talking about him.
No, and this is how he's been since the day I got him. A lounger and he's taken over my life, my furniture, my paycheck, my car, my bed. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I'd do it again. I would. He, when I come home from work in the morning, he's the first thing at the door.
You want to set it up and do a shot of him on the floor? I don't care.
It's like he's doing a boudoir shoot.
Yeah, he's
he's on the floor. Oh,
he's
this is
very
too funny.
comfortable. It's a beautiful thing.
Aw, Blackjack.
He's
The
wagging
tail
his
goes.
tail. Yep. Let's get a shot of Blackjack on the floor. Why not?
Scan through the camera, Stack.
Well, we'll wait. It's all good. When it comes, it comes. We're here. So as far as what does your vet say? I mean, is your vet amazed?
She's actually surprised because we do wellness checks on him we listen to his lungs, we feel his lymph nodes. We just want to make sure that from a medical standpoint that my supplements are working. We're gonna re-x-ray him in about 3 weeks. I have visible evidence, you know.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you can see when he walks around. He's
Well, the day he was diagnosed, he was tripod. That front leg was up, and he couldn't I mean, he was trembling, he was shaking. We were near ready to put him down. Once we started everything, I mean, now you can see he walks fine with maybe a 10 to 20% limp.
yeah. There
But
he
he's
goes.
there he is.
He's just chill, happy as a clam, no cares in the world. I mean, you know, that's just a beautiful. That's a beautiful picture as far as I'm concerned. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would do it over and over again if it meant saving his life.
Oh, of course.
You know, he just, and believe it or not, you're looking at thousands of dollars for chemo, radiation, amputation, amputating his leg and then giving him 3 to 6 months to try to recuperate from the amputation. He would be dead.
Yeah,
He wouldn't survive that.
You know, something. We'll take the camera back. Something that you know, it's invasive. It you know, if you again, you know from what you went through.
Right.
I mean, I've known people who, you know, it makes you sicker than not.
It actually,
you have to
right,
recover
from it.
from the actual therapy.
The residual effects are just, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the treatment that kills you.
Yeah.
But cost-wise, I don't think I've hit $200.
Which, you know, it's a far better site than traditional
Right.
therapy.
Well, you're
but-
hitting, you know, you're looking, even with humans, you spend money on treatment, you know, and then you just have to weigh your options. Some people can't afford it.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not like there's necessarily, you know, health care.
Right.
And not for nothing, yeah, there's insurance policies you can get for pets, but they're very...
It wouldn't cover it. It wouldn't
exactly,
cover it. That's why I'm
because-
saying, money-wise, I mean, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to do.
Well, you know, and I don't think it's even a question of that. I think it's what you put your animal through.
Right.
You know, how heroic are you going to be? He's comfortable.
Right.
You know, clearly it's not spreading as fast as anybody would have suspected.
No.
You know, it's not. He doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear. Had you decided to go the traditional medicine, and you know, traditional medicine is all fine and well, and it's got its place.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, it's not always the answer. You know, and I think that's a very personal decision that people make for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's people who go the homeopathic route. There's people who, you know, do whatever they do, and you know, the doctors are like, oh well, you know, well of course that's because it's taking away from their business. And, you know, everybody's in business for a reason.
Right.
But, you know, I just, even my own self, you know, when Kelly was sick, I wasn't going to do anything invasive. I wasn't going to do anything heroic. At her age, for a dog her size.
You kept her comfortable.
I kept her comfortable.
Right.
You know, I mean, it would have biopsies and surgeries. And, you
Yeah,
know, why would you do
just-
that to an older, it's like taking, it's like taking an elderly
The
person
and putting
them through the
all that,
anesthesia
right.
and the pain and the this and the that. I mean, my own
Right.
grandmother was 95 years old when she passed away. She had a broken hip that her heart was, you know, it prevented them from doing surgery. So,
Right,
you know,
I know.
You,
And
you
it's-
chance not even coming out of the anesthesia.
Anesthesia.
After all that, you know, I mean, maybe his heart was good going into it, but
The
you're an
damage
older-
is done when you're on the table.
an
I
older
mean, pretty
animal,
much.
an older person going under the stress of the operation, the anesthesia,
Anesthesia.
the recovery. He would have woke up without a leg, wouldn't have known what to do with himself. I mean,
See, I don't even think about that. I don't
Yeah.
even, because I know I would never, like I said,
you wouldn't do it to him.
I don't think I can live with myself if I made the wrong decision for him. You know, if we have to do right by the dog
Exactly. And, you know, it goes into that whole quality of life.
versus quantity.
And, you know, it looks like you're giving him both. The quality and the quantity, because you've already surpassed the prediction for his prognosis. You know, he's whole and he doesn't look unhappy to me. Like I said, I see a little limp.
Right.
But, you know, for all intents and purposes, whatever you're doing, bless your heart, it's working.
Well, it's, you know, I don't get my hopes too high. They're
No,
high.
I mean, you
but
have to be
they're-
realistic.
I mean, like I said, I can't, and I also can't put myself in the poorhouse either, because I have 4. So you know,
Yeah, exactly.
but I have to at least attempt to do right by him. But again, what I'm doing for him is working,
And that's all that matters.
and I believe that he's happy. He appears to be happy.
You would know. You always know.
I kept that. Remember, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do? 2, 3 in the morning, Theo.
Yeah.
How do I know when it's time?
Yeah.
And you said you
He'll
told
tell
me
you.
he's going to tell me.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, when he was first diagnosed, you know, I believe he was trying to tell me something.
Oh, yeah.
But I couldn't figure. I think he was trying to tell me he was hurting. You know, that there was something going on.
We don't always, I mean, a dog, it's a natural instinct for them to hide when they're not feeling well. You know, by the time we realize that there's something wrong, sometimes there's something pretty wrong.
Right.
And, you know, yeah, he was probably trying to clue you in, but I do believe they do tell you. And, you know, that's exactly what you will know. You know your dog, you have that bond with him.
Right.
You know how he's supposed to be. You know how he behaves on a daily basis. And, you know, no matter what the case is, I think if you've got that relationship,
Right.
you'll know. There are some people who try to be oblivious, or they are oblivious, or they're selfish, or whatever. But I don't see that being your case, and I have the feeling that at some point I'll get another frantic message like, "Oh my God!"
Well, we do.
But-
We get our ups and we get our downs. I mean, trust me, there's days where, you know, I look at him and I ask him, you know, are you going to tell him, is it today going to be the day? You know, just because he appears to be, you know, healthy and maybe not limping, and he's going outside and he's, you know, they smile. They do. They
Yeah.
have the big tongue out smile.
You've got to, before we run out of time, ask him that question that you asked him before
okay.
we went on the air. If you can,
Okay. Come here, Blackjack.
rouse him.
Come
Yeah,
here.
this is awesome. Come here, baby boy.
Come here.
Come here, big guy.
Come over here. Come here, guy. Come here, big guy.
We were setting up, and
Look at what I have.
he doesn't want to know nothing. His tail's wagging. now.
Blackjack, look what I have. Look. Look. Okay. Come here.
This is great.
Okay. Now you have to listen to me. Tell everybody what's on top of a house. A roof. Yes. There you go. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want it back.
You get more back than you gave.
Oh, and the
boy.
drool is beautiful.
Oh, yes. Okay, clean up your mess because Theo's not vacuuming. Come
Yeah.
over here.
I don't do housework.
That's an Elvis Presley.
Oh, yes, he does, Elvis. He curls his lip.
Yeah, if we can get him to finish his hoovering the floor here.
Hoovering?
Yeah.
Wait, what are you doing? Okay.
I love having animals on.
All right, come over here and turn
Everybody else's are so much more entertaining.
around. Want to take him home?
No, I'm all set.
When he climbs up on top of you in the bed and like puts all dead weight on you,
Yeah, no, I'm all set.
oh, and you can't breathe,
I have enough of
and all
that.
you see are your arms because he's on top of you. All right, come here. No.
Let's see if we can get him to do this.
Okay, come here. Can we see it? We can't see it from this angle, huh?
No.
Okay, we'll have to do it this way. Okay, come here, buddy. Okay, come here. Sit. Nope, sit. Okay, look this way. Now you gotta show everybody how you do your Elvis lip. Come here. You do the curl. Come here. Let me see. No, you gotta work that way.
But Mom, you're torturing me now.
Come here. No, you got to. There he goes. There he goes. Do your lip curl. He says no, Mom.
Oh, that's
no,
okay.
No, oh, Jesus. He did a wonderful Elvis. Yeah, he
Oh, it
just
was
I tell
fabulous.
him do Elvis, and he does it. Come here. Come here.
He's just going to be a little fussy right now.
Well, either
But he
that or
did-
he's looking for more cookies, huh?
Yeah, he did the good one, so, you know, there's no harm with that. That's
Yes, he's a good
fabulous.
boy. Oh, here, you got some on me. Here
He
you go.
says, well, Mom, aren't I supposed to wipe my mouth on you? Maybe not, huh? Well, certainly, you know, you're doing something very right. And I can only wish you and Blackjack all the best.
Say thank you. Say we're trying.
And
we are trying. We're
you'll have to give us the update when you bring him back. You said 3 weeks for his checkup?
he's going. Yep, in about another 3 weeks, we're gonna go for a recheck. We're gonna Blackjack, you gonna let me like put my foot there? Oh Jesus!
That's all right.
Sorry, Theo.
That's okay. I have 2 feet too.
Sorry. Here, move your leg there. Okay, good boy. Yep, we're gonna do a recheck in.
I wish
like
we could have
3
got the
weeks.
camera. I wish we could have got the camera early on when he was sitting up here with us. That was great. Oh, here we go. A full shot.
Say hello. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, he doesn't really. I mean, I can't say for, you know, all the tea in China that he seems like he's under any duress. Not at all.
Does he appear to be happy?
I think he's fine. I mean, you guys
Because
walked
there's
in
days
here.
where I do. I think that, I don't know. I
Well,
question
it's,
it some days.
It's hard because you're so emotionally involved.
Right.
You know, and I mean, I've been down that road, and
Mhm.
it's a hard one.
Right.
And I don't know anybody who hasn't maybe pushed it just a hair beyond.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know I did with Kimba, and I know I did with Kelly. Didn't have a choice with Daisy. It was time.
Right.
You know.
Well, like you said, because you've been through it, you know it's time. But
He's doing that fabulous stretch.
But I don't know. I think I was looking for somebody to tell me the answer.
Yeah.
Like
well,
I wanted you to say, yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Or no, it's not. You know, I don't know if I was looking to just have somebody make the decision for me. I don't know. It was just really hard, you know, to sit there and watch him like that and feel helpless.
Yeah. That's the problem. Is you do feel helpless because it's an inevitability, and the day you bring home a dog, you know, someday it's gonna lie. It's gonna lie in your lap. It's gonna fall in your hands, and you're gonna have to make the choice. And
They do.
You hope it's
they get
forever
sick.
away. You hope you don't really have to deal with it. There's, you know, you go into denial. You have all the emotions. You get angry, the whole bit. But at the end of the day, I really do think that they kind of tell you. I mean, as far as Kelly went, she couldn't even jump off of the couch anymore.
Right. You look for this. Well, I mean, I look for thriving. You know, eating,
Yeah.
peeing, pooping, and things like that.
All right, so we've got about 30 seconds, and I don't think we're going to rouse Blackjack up off the floor, are we?
Oh yeah. Come here.
But you and
guys
I
say
have
more?
one thing to do.
Oh yes. Come here, you. Come here. You gotta, no. Okay. Never mind.
Peace,
We're gonna do peace,
love,
and
and dogs. Come on, Blackjack. Come on up here and say goodnight. Come on up and say goodnight.
Oh.
Come on
Okay.
up.
Come on. Right up. Come
Come
here.
on up and say goodnight.
Oh.
Oh, you're so silly.
He just.
I'm Greg.